Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and joining me now is Eric Smith, Extension Educator with Central State University, one of our fine sponsors on our television show, our podcast, and our radio show. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan. Happy to be here.
Eric, let's talk a little bit how you landed here at Central State University, your background and what you do today.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Really a pleasure to be here. It's also a pleasure to be here in Lima, Ohio, and this is one of the communities that I'm here to support. So I'm an extension educator. That is to say, I work for the extension program, which is a statewide program that's run through our two land-grant universities here in Ohio, and those are Ohio State University and, since 2014, Central State University. I'm the Community and Economic Development Educator, and I serve Northwest Ohio. And so that's everything from the border of Indiana border through Allen and Allglaze County over to Mansfield, on up to the lake.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your background. How did you get started in this, and what's your motivation to keep doing what you do?
Yeah, I think my origin story, if you want to call it that, it goes back to when I was a kid. I grew up overseas. I grew up in Africa, in rural Africa, in a small village called Mwanza. And so I just had these experiences. For example, I just have this vivid memory when I was a kid. And I was sitting down with my friends, truly under the mango tree. And we were chewing away on mangoes. And I just realized, and you know, raw peanuts and whatever. And I just realized at that point that for me, this was a snack. But for my friends, this was truly a meal for them. So that got me on a trajectory of thinking about, man, how do I make a difference in the lives of people and create just systems and communities that live into the best, provide the best quality of life possible for all its residents. So that's been a passion of mine since those early days.
So specifically now, what you do at Central State University, it's great to see what CSU is doing when it comes to trying to revitalize communities that are in need, or those food desert areas, if you will. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing specifically with Central State University now.
So, as you've probably heard, Central State University, our extension program, the Community and Economic Development Unit, has several focus areas. And they center around people, around farms, around businesses, small businesses, and around communities. Our work with people and the residents of Ohio really provides for reducing barriers to achieving and succeeding in a career. So we can help with everything from whether you come with a background, a record, something on your record, or you need to get that high school diploma, or you need some extra soft skills to maintain that job. We can provide services on any of those fronts. When it comes to farms, we mostly serve small-scale, sustainable farms, and we can provide everything from farm business planning to record keeping and those kinds of things that are important to that operation. Same thing with businesses. We have a curriculum called the Ready, Set, Grow curriculum. And that series provides support whether you're just thinking about or you're getting ready to start on up to your experienced entrepreneur, a growth business, and you just need some extra avenues and certifications and such to grow your business. We also work with communities through the resiliency program. And so that's where we'll work with communities. And often, as you say, there's a communities, the overlap is maybe it's a food desert or some other social issue. But we can help communities name their preferred future and really get clear on that, their vision, and then we can support them to achieve that with some group process for the neighborhood. So specifically, we're here in Lima.
Yeah.
You know, a decade ago, people might have been counting Lima out.
Right.
But the fact is, Lima, you don't bet against Lima, right? And Lima is in the point of revitalization. If you were to look around here, you'd see construction everywhere, and it's on the rebound thanks to our anchor institutions. But now the question becomes, some of our partners are saying, okay, that's great, but to have a strong Lima, you have to also have strong neighborhoods.
Right.
So the Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership has invited us in to come and help them think through how to do that. And so that's one of the projects that we're doing. To give another example, in Toledo, the Junction Coalition in the Junction neighborhood, what they really want is to provide support, extra sports, additional support through group instruction, through individualized, customized, personalized coaching to their small business community. So those are just two examples of things that we're doing to serve Northwest Ohio.
What are some of the long-term goals, Eric, with this? You get in there, you get something started. Is there some kind of a maintenance that goes on? What's the follow-up to projects like this?
Yeah, so what's really important to us in Extension, this is part of the Extension model and part of why this is important to me, the Extension work. It's about capacity building, and what that means for us is we always go in with an exit plan. We don't want to, the community, the business, it should never rely on us to sustain its forward momentum. So for us, it's coming in, it's providing the education, the extra tools, maybe the perspective, doing a little bit of research. But it's the people who have that vision and that passion to succeed as an entrepreneur, to succeed as a community, whatever it is. They're the drivers of this work, and we're just here to come alongside, provide support, and encourage.
Well, you're a father of two. You're at that stage now where you're just trying to get to the point to where it's hands off. They can do what they need to do and survive and take it to the next level at some point in their life, but that hand-holding has to last for a certain period of time, and educating them and getting them prepared for the real world. These projects are very similar to raising kids, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great analogy. So our investment is for that period of time, and then they will carry that work on for sure.
A lot of people will ask about the financial investment in projects like this. How does that all integrated into those projects? It's a public-private partnership along with Central State University. How does it all work financially?
Well, importantly, we can provide these services free of cost to the communities, to the local businesses, to the residents that want to use our services, free of cost. We are funded, fortunately, through the state and also through the federal government. So that's how we can provide these services at no cost to the local community. So it really is the vision of the state to give us this designation, land grant university status in 2014. I know that was a hard battle to win, but the state really came through, and we appreciate that very much.
Eric, let's talk a little bit about your background once again and how that knowledge, that education that you had growing up in the Congo, how do you bring that to areas like Lima or like Toledo to try to help them take it to the next level? What education, what did you learn that you're integrating into your practices today?
Okay, so the most important thing I've learned in my entire career, I could take you to a village like Achibu in northwest Uganda, and the things that they've accomplished, right? They went from really being food insecure to out of their own wisdom and their own hard work, they increased their yields by ninefold, and they did that because of 1, working together, 2, determination. 3, I was just asking the questions, and they were outsourcing what are the resources we have available to us that we can do of our own power, and what can we do with a little bit of extra technical help. They figured that out. But that, I think, is what's true across, whether you're in rural Appalachia where I've worked, whether you're overseas and deep in the rural Africa or in urban communities. That's what's constant across all of it. People have vision, and they have aspirations and hope and skills and talents and resources, and it's really just about coming alongside, adding that extra perspective, adding a few extra tools. Have you thought about this? Here's a model that might work for your vision, and they'll take off and run with it. And so that's the most important thing I've learned along the way.
Eric, it's like our farmers always say, sometimes it's just a fact of putting some fuel in the combine to get you started, right?
No, that's exactly right. And that's the other through line for me is the agriculture, and food security and food sovereignty, right? We here at a place like Lima, the research tells us there's probably about 3 days worth of food here in Lima. If something catastrophic were to happen and all roads to Lima were closed off, we'd survive 3 days, because we're so dependent on the coming in and out of trucks and delivering food.
Wow.
Is that resilient? Maybe not. What if we increased our food sovereignty and really took charge of let's increase that 3% that's grown locally that we eat to 10%? That would mean a lot for our local farmers, our local growers, and it would mean a more resilient community. We could extend that 3 days worth of food to a much longer time frame.
Wow, some great stuff, Eric. If people want more information about what you're doing as an extension educator or about Central State University, where's a good place for them to go to?
Absolutely. We totally welcome. We are here in service to Ohio, and we're here in service to the communities, the residents here. A good way to reach me, of course, is my email address, which would be esmith, E for Eric, esmith, 2, the number 2, and that's at centralstate.edu. Of course, my phone number is 937-935-4844.
And there's a variety of extension educators at Central State University with a variety or a plethora of talents such as Eric to bring to the table to help you out with whatever concerns or whatever you're looking forward to as far as revitalizing your community. So Eric Smith has been our guest. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. What a pleasure. So let me end with just a reminder of what Central State is here for in our extension program. Our tagline is engaging communities and transforming lives, and that's what drives me. And if I can be that for anyone here in Northwest Ohio, I'm here. That's why I'm passionate about this work. If you haven't seen it, I care about the people of Northwest Ohio, and I've seen so much great work happening, and it's really a pleasure to be on the show. Dan, thank you, and a pleasure, truly an honor to serve Northwest Ohio.
Couldn't say it any better. Thank you, Eric. And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country today, right after this.